what I want to show you guys in this video is the anatomy of a successful cash flow trade. This is actually originally a trade idea that I shared live here on the YouTube channel. I've received a lot of people asking me for more details on the trade and how its outcome was. So from an evergreen perspective, let me show you guys the anatomy of a successful trade. Well, as always, like I say, a successful trade or investment, it all starts with a process. One of the main reasons why people don't make money in the markets is because they have no process. They might have a tool, a scanner or something, but without context, it's pretty much useless. Teach people process. So what happened, I guess it was mid-August, we started to see biotechnology stocks, that's IBB, and also the XLV, which is healthcare stocks, that's kind of one big thing. They started to go from near-term bearish to near-term neutral and then near-term bullish. And what this is our proprietary scanner or algorithm that measures trends in multiple time frames. Near-term bullish, near-term bearish, near-term medium-term bullish, medium-term bearish, and then a second for the long term if we were to scroll down. So that was our initial signal to watch for healthcare stocks and biotech stocks specifically in mid to late August to start to see for a move. So if we now look at the IBB, which represents these biotechnology stocks, you can see what took place here. As that signal arose in, like I said, about the second half August, we started to see biotechnology stocks, the IBB ETF, basically retest a very important point of previous resistance. Okay, you can see we had a breakout take place at this point, and then we retested it here, and that's once we had the confirmation take place, and we also had a beta reversal buy signal. That's when it started going near-term bullish, and that's when we started paying attention. So then, as a result, we started digging deeper. Okay, that's the important thing. You start big picture, then you go into sectors and groups, and then ultimately single name stocks if you want to. And then you choose an option strategy if you choose to trade the options. If you don't, then of course you just trade the stock or the ETF or whatever the underlying asset you're looking at. So then what we looked at, once we saw this move in IBB, which is a biotech ETF, we started looking at Biogen, which is a stock, right? And what we saw taking place in Biogen, the stock, is a stock that was very, very tightly coiling up, gave us two beta reversal bullish signals, one here in June, another one confirmed here in July, and they were all hinting towards ultimately a breakout higher. Again, we're starting with the big picture process. Use our proprietary scanner, which is available for the public, by the way, if someone wants to start using that. And then we use the beta reversal indicators to start giving us signals. Ultimately, we had a breakout take place. We bought it. The stock very quickly ran towards 310, which was my initial upside target. Took profits a little bit later, I think around 315 or so. We ended up making 53% in the options we bought, the option call spread. And for those that bought the stock, made about a quick 7-8%. Now, this was a cash flow trade. Why was this a cash flow trade and not something else? It's a cash flow trade by my definition because it was so quick. This is not the kind of stock that I want to hold on for the long term here just yet, because it was a very powerful breakout. Ultimately, yes, I think this could continue to move, just like we could see biotech stock continue to move higher. But for right now, I wanted to initially treat this as a cash flow trade, because initially the point of this trade was not to get into a long-term position. It was purely a trade. So now what I'm looking for, and we'll see if this happens, is some sort of consolidation, maybe lower, maybe sideways. And ultimately, if there's another breakout to the upside, that's maybe when I'll start looking at legging into a better intermediate to maybe even a longer term position. Biogen and a lot of biotech stocks remain well off their lows, off their highs, the all-time highs. So there's still opportunity here to potentially get into these stocks. The broader healthcare sector looks okay still as well. Again, we don't want to chase it, but we want to treat stocks and ETFs and commodities and currencies, whatever you trade, initially as just the position that you initially treated as. So for me, this wasn't going to be a long-term trade just yet. It was going to be purely a trade. And the reason why I called it a cash flow trade in retrospect is because it reached its profit target. So key thing is here also is that I stuck to my profit target, which was 310, 315. It moved so quickly that I couldn't get out until 315. That's a good thing, right? Better lucky than smart. But the point is to stick to your initial price targets as much as possible and certain to the stop losses as well. So there you have it. I hope this makes sense, guys. Again, make sure you have a process. If you don't have a process, if you're just randomly picking stocks from some dude sending you an email or some TV show or something, you're never going to make money over time. So make sure you have a process. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.